Right, guys, let's get started. Welcome to tonight's quick Zoom. I just really wanted to touch base with you all. This is really about taking up to the next stage with your customers and with your current customers and your new customers, which is what I'm actually doing is with my current customers. If I get any new ones, and that's a bonus. But just wanted to run through with you that we're all clear where we are and how to take this to the next stage. So the next shred is going to be the 1st of May, and we'll run for 10 days. It's a Tuesday, so we know that. The new group will be open on the 23rd of April. So the new group will be open on the 23rd of April. We've decided that the shred should be closed on your Facebook for the 19th of April to allow you a chance to get all your customers to have their products before we start on the 1st of May, because it's going to be a little bit embarrassing if we're going on that they've got to be on the products and then the product doesn't arrive. So what I'm suggesting to you is, if you want to have a conversation with your customers and open it right up until the 23rd and say to them, look, you know, you're getting a bit late, your product might not arrive. If it doesn't arrive, you won't be able to do the shred on the 1st of May. That's why we closed it on the 19th. But, you know, products should really arrive within a week. And from that Monday to the following Monday, the 30th of April, is actually a week. So if you want to have that conversation with your customers and take that risk with your customers, that's entirely up to you. But obviously they're going to be annoyed if their product hasn't arrived. And, you know, it should be 5 to 7 working days, which would take them to the 1st of May, not the 30th of April. So it's totally up to you guys what you do. It's your shred as well. It's your business. I'm going to be closing mine on the 19th, but it's entirely up to you what you guys do. But that is for those reasons, really. The other thing that I wanted to run through with you is, I know Anisette and her girls had an event today. We're going to hear about that in a little while, how that went. I think that's an amazing idea. I think Anisette and her girls did really well to do that. I think that's something that we want to do as well. What we're going to try and do ourselves, Amy and I, is I am going to run some sponsored posts on Facebook just in the Ipswich area. And you could do the same in your area if you want. If you've got a business page, you can do a boosted post. Now that can only cost, you could do it for £1 a day, you could do it for £3 for 2 or 3 days. You could spend £10 for the duration that you run it. It's entirely up to you. But you could do a sponsored post off your business page. You can't do it off your Facebook, your profile. It has to be off a business page. And I'm going to do that, and I'm going to say that we're going to be meeting at the Starbucks, and we're going to be meeting on Sunday, lunch Sunday during the day, if anyone would like to come down and meet us and find out about the Shred 10, which I guess is really what Anisette must have done today. You can all do the same. You can post it on your Facebook and do something similar. But I'm going to post it on my Facebook, but I'm also going to do sponsored posts for it. And I'm going to do it so that I'm going to be available at Starbucks on Sunday between 11 and 2, I think is what I'm going to do. People can come down there and find out all about it. Now, I know that's after the closing date of the 19th, but because they're local people, they could place their order, and I could then make sure they had a pouch from me to keep them going, so that they at least had a pouch of something to get started with. Now, all you guys could do the same. You could do the same in your area. You could make yourself available at a local coffee shop. I don't know, wherever you feel like. If you think you could invite some friends round, you could do that by inviting friends round. entirely up to you, but you can make yourself available to people to come and get in contact with you. And the reason I like to boost a post is because it's not just going to my friends, it will go to all Ipswich people. And that's really exciting. You could post about the Shred 10 in the for sale groups, because it's not about Juice Plus. You could do that if you wanted to. There's all sorts of ways you can connect with other people over these next few days. And if it's going to be someone local, then they can buy a pouch from you, as long as they place an order that's going to arrive. They can buy a pouch from you to get started. So it's all about placing an order. They must place the order. But if they've placed the order and if the product hasn't arrived, if they're close enough to you, then they can have a pouch of yours until their product turns up, and then they can return it to you. I just think that's a great idea. I've got a couple of other things that I'd like to chat to you about, but I'd just like to get Anisette on to tell us really how your day went today, Anisette. Let me just see. Can you unmute yourself, or can I unmute you? There you go.
Yay! Can you hear me all right?
Yes.
Yay! Awesome! So our day actually went really well. We had loads of people there. Like, obviously there's always loads of people in the coffee shop where we're hanging out. I had a lot of people invited in the start, and a lot of them had said yes, and then one by one, they came. Either the aliens ate them. I am convinced we have like some sort of alienation going on. I have no idea what it is. Or they were like, oh, you know, life gets in the way. You know, like Jim Rohn says, like the birds get them.
Yeah, absolutely.
That sort of thing. So we did actually not have that great of a turn up. But what I'd done beforehand was that I actually created like a little bit of a, like a slideshow that I put up on my computer. Like my computer is brilliant because you can like rotate it. So I have it showing like as a tablet. So I put that up and I just turned it sort of away from us. And it was just out there for everyone to see with like the results coming up. I had like a few written testimonials. So I just made it all like a big slideshow. So that made quite a few people turn their heads around. So we're going to have to make sure that we show up there regularly to make sure that we actually catch them people in again. We did actually get one customer off of it. And I had a phone call with one of the ones that had said that they couldn't come today. I was like, okay, well, that's fine. We can just call. And I can just call you and we can chat. And so that's actually an existing customer of mine, and he gets on it as well. So, you know, I'm ridiculously happy with it. And as it is, like, it's all, you know, a learning curve, right? So for the next time, obviously we have to get better at inviting people and make sure that we get like a strong, solid yes on there, you know? But the whole slideshow thing actually worked really well. So I'm thinking like when I come back now, I'm going to go away and then it's Birmingham and blah, blah, blah. But I'm going to come back and I'm going to sit back there. I'm going to take that back up and be there for my coffee catch-ups. I'm going to bring my computer and I'm going to create a few different slideshows, like showing like a little bit about the Children Health Study, showing my results, showing things like that, and just have it go in, because that will make people's heads turn. If they just see like a bunch of products standing up, they're like, oh yeah, they're selling stuff. Don't know. No. You know, people are weird like that. Like they just don't understand it. Anyway, but then if you do have like a slideshow coming up, it's something different. It's something that moves. It'll catch your eye. And then they'll look. And also, kids are brilliant for stuff to look at things. If things are moving, they are going to stop. Meaning the parents are going to stop. And even if they're not like stood there just watching, they're going to sit there. They're going to be like, what is this? What is this? You know, so it's absolutely brilliant. Like, it's all just a massive learning curve. I'm really, really happy about it. We had a brilliant afternoon out, and we are definitely going to keep running this, and we're just going to keep on doing that.
Absolutely.
And
just
be out.
Yeah, that's brilliant, Anisette. And it's really about, like you say, getting out there regularly at the same time, same place, and just making yourself available. Because sometimes people find it very difficult. To be honest, this is how I totally built my business right from the beginning, was by doing catch-ups. And that's why we're going back to that really now. To get people to big events is really difficult. So we're trying our hardest to make it a little bit smaller, a bit more personal. Post about it that you're going to the coffee shop at whatever time of day that it is, and then people that like that comment and say, oh, I wish I lived nearer, I'd have come, and you can message them and speak to them about it, and you can say, well, I can still have a phone call with you. There's all sorts of ways. It's another way of getting people to just interact with you and find out what's going on. So coffee catch-ups are absolutely amazing. I definitely recommend those. And like you say, it's consistency, doing it all the time, and being with them in the same place, same time.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
I don't know whether anyone else. So thank you ever so much, Anisette, for that.
Thank you.
That's really good. That's great fun to be able to do that. I know. Where am I? So wait a minute. I'm just muting some other calls. Yeah, that's lovely. Okay, so the other thing I really want to say, our current Shred 10 group, I was going to close down, but I'm using that this week for the other shredders in the team that wanted to catch up with us. So I'm not going to close that down. I'm going to use that for these shredders that start on the 19th. They're going to do it for 10 days. And take them through the process as well. If you feel you want to do that, you'll have to let me know if you want to join in with that. So I'm going to do that from the 19th. But I also thought, do you think that would be a good idea if we continued to have that Shred 10 group that I've created just for the reps, to continue just for the reps as a place for you guys to ask questions? I don't know, we could do some lives in there maybe. Just a place. I know it's yet another group, but it is just all the reps in there. And I just thought that if you guys were struggling with, I don't know, what to cook, what to post, anything about the Shred 10, you could ask in there once my other shredders have finished. So if you let me know in the comments what you feel about that, so that we can sort of decide what we're going to do. I just think it'd be a shame to shut it down. I think it's a place where you guys can all connect with us. So if you think that's a good idea, if you let me know. There's lots of information already in there, but I just think that sometimes that you feel that you're meant to know everything, but you don't. I don't. And it's just nice to bounce ideas off different people. So if you think that's a good idea, then that would be great. So that's what I plan to do with that. So I've spoken to you about the sponsored post on a business page. If you're not quite sure about that, then ask some questions in the chat now and I'll see if I can help you. But I just think that's going to be a great idea. I'm going to do this sponsored post so that we can hopefully get some people turn up to our little event that we're going to do at Starbucks. So I know there's other people living in other places. I know there's someone in Braintree. I know there's someone in Sudbury. So really, guys, you can all do the same. There's someone in Saxmundham. There's someone in Lowestoft. There's someone in Diss. I just think that there's all different places, guys, that you could do the same. Go and have a coffee catch up. Go and do a sponsored post. It doesn't have to cost a lot of money. And get that out onto Facebook. Advertise the Shred 10 in some selling groups, in your other groups. And we just got to push this, guys, as much as we can. I'm really excited about this because it's just absolutely brilliant. So if you're having trouble with speaking to people and knowing what to say, I'm just going to run through briefly about that. For me, I've messaged all my current customers and just said to them that they're on the products. Would they like to get involved with our Shred 10? Here's the link. Have a look at the link. Come back to me after. And I've got loads of people that come back to me. They want to know more questions. Obviously, they're already on the product. So I've already built a relationship with them, so I don't need to do much with that. So I can then send them the link. If they want to get started with it, then I can send them the Shred 10 guide. And then they can start filling in the forms that they need to fill in. You remember the forms that you filled in, the measurement one, the form all about what they're going to eat through the day. That's the measurement one. The tracker, they need to be filling those in. And then there's the other one, which is the customer one, which you keep yourself, but you would send a copy to your customer so they know what it's going to look like. And then you could get on the phone to them. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get on the phone to my customers, and I'm going to say to them, I've just sent you the customer form, so you know what it's all about. I just want to chat to you about it so we can make some plans, whether you're going to give up, whether you're going to take the vegan option. I'm not saying to them it's all vegan. I'm saying to them that that there is a vegan option. I think that's a much better way of doing it. If you tell them if it's all vegan, they'll say, oh no, I'm not doing that. But I think if you say to them there is a vegan option, and I took the vegan option and I took it day by day and I really enjoyed it. But if you want to add meat to your meals, that's absolutely fine. If you want to add fish to your meals, that's absolutely fine. So that's the way I'm playing it. I'm playing it that I'm using the vegan option. I think that's a great idea. Then it's sort of telling them at the beginning that there is a vegan option, but it's not telling them it's exclusively vegan. And that's entirely up to them. Hopefully they will get that as the time goes on. I just think that's a great idea to do it that way. I feel more comfortable telling my customers that way. So if you do too, you can use that idea. The other thing I did while I was on my Shred 10, and you might like to do this or recommend your customers to do this, I did a food diary throughout my Shred 10, because I wanted to know what I had on the time that I had. Because you can get to the end of your Shred 10 and think, oh, well, I don't know what I had. I know it was good, but I don't know what I had. Don't know how I cooked it. Don't know what the recipes were. So I did a food diary, and that's been a great help to me, because I'm now starting back on day one again, going through my food diary again. So suggest to your customers, I think that's something that we missed out with you guys before, suggest to your customers that they do a food diary so they know what they've got. So when you're filling in that customer form with them, the customer profile form with them, you can chat to them about how they're going to, which option they're going to take, how they're going to move forwards with it, what help they're going to need, do they want some ideas on recipes, etc., etc. And you can really hold their hand and take them through this. And if you struggle with this process, speak to your mentor, speak to the person, speak to your upline, speak to your mentor, use the Shred 10 support group that we've currently got, and just see if that can help you through this journey. So that's what I've been doing with my current customers. Now with other things, with new customers, when I've posted about the Shred 10, I've taken them on a journey that's similar to what I did with you, in as much as I've built a relationship with them and tried to find out what they want to achieve, because not everyone wants to lose weight. And actually, that's another thing I'm trying to say on a lot of my posts. Shred 10 isn't just about shredding weight. It's about shredding eating habits, bad eating habits. So don't just go on about the Shred 10 being a weight loss thing, because as we know, Wendy has amazingly put on weight. But talk about it as being shredding eating habits and changing the way you are towards food. And it's a journey, you know, not everyone's going to be as good as you straight away. It's going to be a journey over time. And I'm telling people they have the chance to do 4 shreds, 1 a month, over the 4 months that they're going to be on the products. Obviously, that's a bit different if they've just bought the shakes or the boosters, but you get the gist of what I'm trying to say to them. They have the chance to do 4 shreds. So maybe in the first shred, they will try and do as best they can, and don't make them be too serious about it. And then you can say to them, well, in the June shred, you can get more serious if you want. And maybe cut one more thing out and make it happen like that. It's all got to be a nice gradual process, I think. It's not about them all necessarily turning vegan. If they want to, that's absolutely fine. And again, like I said to you guys, go vegan for 1 day. See how you feel about it. And then go from there. That's all I intended to do. So I'm really surprised how it's actually gone for me. So I'm still loving the meals now, and I don't want to change things and go back to doing anything else while I'm shredding what I'm shredding, because I lost 7.5 pounds. So I'm absolutely thrilled to bits. I want to keep that process going, and it's not about being on a diet. It's about eating healthily, and that's what I'm so excited about, and helping other people do it. And I'm just loving the science behind it. You know, the videos that Dr. Mitra Ray has got in the group is absolutely brilliant. The other thing I recommend you guys to do, if you get the chance, is download a audio book or book called The T5 with Dr. Sears. Dr. Sears is a doctor that recommends Juice Plus, again from America, and he has got an amazing book out called T5, and I have that on audio, and I have that listening. If you just could understand or hear the science behind why we're like we are, you will be just amazed by this book or audio book. I think I paid £7 for the audio book, and I was so pleased with it that I had to buy the book as well, because I wanted to earmark pages and make notes on it all the way through. So I would get hold of that book if you can, or certainly the audio, so you can have that playing, download it, and once you've got it, you've got it. It's only £7.50, I think, but that is an amazing book. It's open to anyone, it's for anyone, but I certainly recommend us reps to have it, because that's absolutely been brilliant. And you just think to yourself, oh my word, we've just got such a golden egg in our hands. We really, really have. So what was the other thing I wanted to say? Oh, I think the other thing I wanted to touch on, if you've got any questions, no, they don't seem to have an issue, Wendy. So I just go in there. I don't go in there and set banners and tables with all sorts of things on. I just go in there and have a catch up and sort of put the capsules on the table. That's all I do, the 4 lots of capsules on the table, nothing else. So any coffee shop will do, anywhere where you want to have a lot of catch up. You could have some friends around if you want. That would be another thing to do. Have some friends around to your house if you wanted to, and make it fun. You know, that's what I think is a great idea. The other thing you can do is cook one of the recipes, invite some friends around to try the recipe, feed them, have a dinner with them, and then suggest to them that they, you know, all the lovely goodies that we've got or we can have. How awesome is that? That's another great idea to do. So, you know, yeah, it's T5, Dr. Sears. T5, Dr. Sears. So that's a great, yeah, that's right, Dr. Sears. So that's absolutely great. So get that, it's well worth a listen to. And you'll see it's something that, I mean, I've been listening to it for the last month now, every day. I just listen to it all the time. Even Matt started listening to it now and he can't believe it. And God, can be quite involved, quite sort of, you know, all to do with biology and the way your body works, etc., etc. But it's just it is well worth the listen, definitely. So the other thing I just wanted to say is the Juice Plus testimonial group is being closed down. The reason it's being closed down is because it's got Juice Plus in the name, and I myself and Christine and Bonnie made the group, but Christine and I have been admin in the group for the last 3 years, and we've tried our hardest to get Facebook to allow us to take the words Juice Plus out of the name, but they wouldn't let us do it, so we haven't been allowed to. And the reason they won't let us do it is because the group is too big, and the reason they won't let us do that is because we might turn around and call it Herbalife Testimonial Group, and they wouldn't want that to happen. So we can't do it. We've tried all sorts of things. It hasn't been able to happen. So you can't obviously add anyone to the Juice Plus Testimonial Group anymore, but what you can do is still search the testimonials in there. But I don't know if you saw, John Holowati has started a new group, a new testimonial group, I think called Team Rhino Transformation or something. Now, I don't know, it's up to you, entirely up to you what you guys do. But for me, I'm not adding any potentials to that group. I know the troubles that Christine and I had with keeping everyone to abide by all the rules. And I don't think they quite realise what's involved. And for me, I just think by all means add your team to the group so your team can see the testimonials, but I wouldn't add your potentials to the group. Emma Snedden is also saying that there's no sharing out of that group. So you're only going to be able to go in there and read some of the testimonials anyway. But it's up to her. I don't know what the rules are. You'll have to check those out. So what I'm suggesting is that you add your potentials to our own new group. And we've called it Because of My Products Testimonial Group. So if you're not already in that, you need to get added to that. It's just for us Diamond Dreamers. We have been copying over some testimonials to give it content from the Juice Plus testimonial group. But because we've copied them across, they're not there to be shared again because you can't share third party. So what I want you guys all to do is add your own testimonials to that group so that we can build a good group with lots of content in it. So you can be putting your product testimonial in there. You can be putting your Shred 10 testimonial in there, which is going to be separate and different. So you could put 2 testimonials in there. You can be adding your potentials to the group. And then what you can be doing is you can share each of ours because we can then tag each other in it. That's the way forward Juice Plus wants to take it. So that's how I see the way forward as far as that's concerned. By all means, add your people to
Jeanette,
yeah.
Can we tag people in the posts on the testimonial page? On our one?
Yeah, we can, but we shouldn't be doing it on the third party ones, the ones that aren't ours. Do you mean we can, you can tag people in our group? Is that what you mean, Daniel?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. As soon as you add
Yes, it is, yeah.
Go on.
What? So as soon as we add them into our because of the products, we can tag them in the stories.
Yes. Tag them in them straight away. Tag them in all the different ones in that group, just like you would have done in the other group. Yeah. Okay. So you can tag them all in that. But Juice Plus has said for a long time now that you cannot share stories unless you tag the person who the story belongs to in your post. So that's always been a rule. You can carry on doing what you're doing. That's absolutely fine. But as long as you know that you shouldn't be, and that you should really be tagging the people in it, which is why it's best if we only use our own testimonials between ourselves. Which really takes me on, I've got 5 minutes left of this call, guys, which really takes me on to my next point, which is what I'd love you all to do between now and Thursday, is to buddy up with each other and do a split live about your experience on the Shred 10. So go and speak to other people that are on the Shred 10 and invite them to do a split live with you on your wall so that you have a different person each night doing a split live with you, talking about the Shred 10, how good you feel. Doesn't have to be for very long, but let's all be available. Let's all connect with each other and let's all have someone different on each of our pages doing a split live. Who's up for that challenge? Who's going to make themselves available to be on a split live with someone? Yeah. Good. Okay, that's great. So message those people, get one arranged for, I don't know, 8 o'clock sometime in the evening to do a split live, so that you can try and do one every night and invite them on, talk about the Shred 10, about their experience of the Shred 10. I think that's a great idea to do that. So yeah, if you want to do yours at lunchtime, that's fine, Anisette, whatever, that's absolutely fine. So I've jumped around a bit, guys. I've got 3 minutes left on this call. It's the T5, I think it must be the wellness plan. But it's a brilliant, it is a brilliant little book. I'll just find it on my phone and then you will see. If you've got any questions, you have to put them in the group, guys. Yeah, it looks like that. Can you see it? Did you see it? Yeah, Dr. Sears T5 Wellness Plan. That's the one. So yeah, I hope you're all set up for your Shred 10. I hope you're happy with all your messages. I hope you're all excited about it. I hope you get the gist of the testimonial group. Is there a group where we can share testimonials, or are we only relying on our own current testimonial? Yeah, it seems like, I mean, if you want to go into the Juice Plus testimonial group, and if they've said feel free to share, then you can do that on your wall, because they have said that you can feel free to share. But we should really be tagging people in it. That is the rules of Juice Plus. But if you want to carry on as you are and just say, well, I didn't realise, or wait to be told, that's entirely up to you. But as leaders, we have to make sure that you guys know. You can screenshot them and send them to customers privately. Easily do that. But this call is going to end in just about a